I always thought so.
Yeah.
But after living in America for a little bit, it's making it harder and harder to believe that. Because there's always an agenda, and it's really hard for me. And I was not used to this because in Germany we have 7 parties in the parliament, or one Führer. But we have less of that division to where if you have a different opinion, it was never a deal breaker. It was like, oh, he has this different opinion in America. I mean, I have this joke where I say, if you don't want to get the vaccine, in Germany people are like, oh, he does not like vaccines. In America people are like, oh, I knew he hates trans people. It's like this crazy black and white thinking that I was just not used to.
And that's what I was curious about. If it sounds like it's not like that in Germany, and
it's getting there because we have a right-wing party now that's becoming more polarizing. So it's basically that party versus all the other ones.
Wow.
Whereas before it was like, there's one party that really represents a belief. It's not this black or white, there's 2 extremes. Because they're all brainwashed. Like if you watch CNN or Fox News, they're clearly so biased. But we had 7 parties, so one was a little bit more center. One was a bit more center-left. And they're all pretty, I would say, democratic parties at the end of the day. But there's different. One is more green, like more about environmental issues. And then one is more fiscally conservative, right? But then liberal and social issues. So there's just a bit for everything. And I think the nuance is lost here. Because it's like, are you us or them?
Yeah, it's like if you do this, it equals all of the other things in the category.
Exactly,
and and I have friends all across the board. And I genuinely think that if you're a mature adult, you can have genuine friendships and relationships.
Yeah.
But I've seen it all. I've seen people break up over political differences or
I've seen it in my wife's family and stuff like that.
Yeah, over vaccines
we
and
just
things
don't
like
bring
that.
it up. I can swing both. I can hang though.
Yeah,
I'm always like testing the waters, and then I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah, and then I just adjust. When I do my shows in Florida versus Seattle, I can adjust a little bit. I want to, and it's never. The thing is, it's all such a fabricated thing because when I do comedy shows, my favorite thing about comedy is I have people, and sometimes I talk about politics. I'm like, hey, I have some people who voted for Trump, some people didn't. But at the end of the day, the cool thing is I make jokes and everybody laughs and it's all fake. Like those labels are not real because when we laugh together, I realize there's the connection in the room. Doesn't matter. First of all, not just about political views, but it doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter what sexuality, political views. It's just it's cool bringing people together.
That's exactly. I feel like you and our fans are similar and they're very aligned where they're across the board, and I'm like, we're bringing people together. We're not isolating. Like I'll do my Trump impression. I'll be like, Bad Bunny was terrible. I didn't understand a word he said, and the whole audience is laughing. And that's some of
But I think that's what people sometimes get wrong is that when you make fun of Trump, I think Republicans love it too.
Yeah.
Trump is funny. You can't deny that. Like you can't deny that Trump's a weird fucking guy. Like you're living in a delusional world if you think that's a normal guy. Yeah. So I think we can all get behind that. And people what was very frustrating for me, I'm glad you brought this up. I did so many interviews with German news stations now because I kind of am in a way like one of the main German comedians in the US who is now dealing with Trump and like when Kimmel got canceled and all this stuff. So they were always asking me, hey, are you afraid to do comedy now? Are you afraid of making jokes about Trump? Are you afraid you're going to get deported? Truth is I'm not, because I think making fun of Trump is it's a $1 billion industry. But what I did is I made these points. I said, yeah, it's scary that he creates this area of this environment of fear. But then I also made the counterpoint where I said, hey, to be fair, though, play devil's advocate. During cancel culture, I was afraid to do comedy and I was afraid to do certain jokes because I might get canceled because I misgender somebody or say something that doesn't align. Now, they completely cut that part out. They cut out the nuance because their publication leans more liberal.
Of your interview.
I've done several, and they want to cut out so it fits their narrative and confirms the bias of their viewers,
confirmation bias,
as opposed to giving them a nuanced depiction of a more complex issue. And that's what bothers me. And it happens on both sides, but that's what bothers me with the media and
social media. It's such a dangerous place.
Because you build a bubble and then you want to confirm their views, and if you don't, you get less views. So it's money driven. I can't even blame them. I get what they're doing, but it's still frustrating that like they did a whole report on me and on Trump. They asked me a lot of questions about him, and I felt like I gave a pretty nuanced view, but they edited it in a way where it was very one-sided, like very anti-Trump.
When you listen back, you were like...
And it didn't... Wow. I felt a little... It felt weird. I felt misrepresented in a way. And it also made me sad about the general media landscape. And
Yeah, I think that's part of going back to just getting along and confirmation bias. We're all putting each other in bubbles way too much.
Yeah, so
way
I'm
too
curious
much.
how you're gonna edit this video.
Yeah. How are we gonna edit this one?